Oh, I almost had it. Flawless. I almost had it.
You did, man.
Almost had it flawless this week. What up? Here we go.
Oh, I like how you did that. How that like went out like that.
Like how I did that. You got to do that.
I love it.
You got to do the Instagram thing too.
I know. I was waiting for you. I'm here.
Hold on. I should be a little closer here. Hold on.
I gotta change which page I'm on. I got too many damn for a person who doesn't do Instagram. I got too many damn Instagram pages. I got like 4.
All right, hold on. Wait, because we moving a little too close. Wait, I'm gonna have to unplug this.
You got glare and shit.
I know. I got glare.
That's all right.
Well, cool for now.
I still love you.
All right.
Glare.
I got the wrong ear thing to give you.
You all over the place wrong. All right, I'm into the gram. I'm requesting to join. I'm sending my request, turning on the volume so it doesn't feed back.
Well, we'll figure it all out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I don't know what happened to my ear. Oh, wait, they're over here. What they're doing next to the damn blender, I have no idea. So here we go. We're gonna get our life together. Yes,
I got my life together.
Okay, that's okay though.
Never throwing you under the bus. You get your life together.
Hold on, you're right. There's a glare here. What am I doing here? That means I come from the heavens above.
That's exactly what that means.
Anyway, welcome everybody to episode 36 of See What That Happened Was. I'm Trey the Chocolate Jack.
I'm Alex Dupree.
And today we will remember Prince and talk about a bevy. Look at me using small, big words already.
Bevy.
A bevy.
Spell it.
Of topics. Bevy. B-E-V-Y. Bevy.
Is it 1 V or is it 2 V's?
There will be 2 V's to that.
I don't know if that's true. I think
I'll have you know that I was District 15 spelling bee champion years 1989 through 92. So,
I don't know my years, but I was as well.
Yeah. So, just so you know what you're messing with here. All right. So, welcome everybody. As you can see, our website down here at the bottom of the screen, treyandalexx.com. Make sure you log on to that and check us out. We have a website. It has been updated. I found out from our fabulous web designer Z how to update it. So you go up there, bam, current things that's up there now, right now. So yeah, shouts out to Surround Sound of Fashion checking us out on Instagram as well. That's my man.
Hey, Pretty Girl Rock, Ms. Pretty Girl Rock.
Oh yeah. Anyway, let's do it.
Can we can I just one more time fly the flag can we uncancel Carrie Hilson? Can we please uncancel?
I don't think anybody would care if we were to uncancel Carrie Hilson.
I mean, just forgive the broad for whatever she did. They blackballed her. Forgive her. Sorry.
What does that have to do with anything tonight? Where does Carrie Hilson come from?
Because I said hi to Ms. Pretty Girl Rock, and that is one of Carrie Hilson's songs, Pretty Girl Rock.
Okay, gotcha. It makes sense now. Okay. I'm wondering, was Carrie Hilson inspiration for that, though?
Probably. That was a bomb-ass song.
How you feeling? You've taken the vaccine, it's what, a week or two after the first shot? Last week you were in a anaphylactic shock. You
I'm
suffered
gonna,
that?
I'm gonna let that one go. If you said that on Jeopardy, they would let it go, even if it's close.
Anaphylactic. Okay.
Phylactic.
Anaphylactic. Okay. How you doing? How's everything?
I'm pretty good. I'm still sidelined from my doctor that I can't do anything until a minimum 2 weeks after the second shot. We get our
Okay,
second shot.
your mic sucks tonight. I want to tell you that. But go ahead, continue. Did we do
Really?
the whole mic thing? Yeah, we didn't do the whole mic thing.
What?
You know?
Whose fault is that?
It's your fault. That's how
I can't take the blame for everything. I'm always going to try to blame it on you. So do I unplug it? Want me to unplug it and do the raw thing?
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Do that. So today marks the 5th anniversary of the death of Prince. So Alexx, in my opinion, in my travels, is the biggest Prince fan that I've ever came across. So she's going to walk us through her mini Prince journey for tonight. We are also going to discuss the recent police shootings of a 15-year-old in Columbus, Ohio.
19 in Columbus, 13 in Chicago.
15 in Columbus, 13 in I forgot about Adam
15?
Toledo.
I thought she was 19. 19 in Columbus.
I thought she was 15.
I don't know. She's a teenager. She's a teen. Whatever it is, she's a teenager.
She's got teen behind her age. Yeah.
Somewhere between 15 and 19. Maybe she's 16.
Yeah. Keep talking. Talking to me. Mic check. 1, 2 on the mic check. How you sound?
Does it sound better? Horrible?
Okay, that's fine. We'll work with it. It's okay. So I see tonight you got your hairstyle like your little cartoon face up there.
Not quite. I'm froed out a little bit. I'm froed out a little bit today. It seemed like a good day to fro it out. Why not?
How long have you had the grays? How long have those grays been there?
These are not gray hair. So little known fact, because Alex is little Miss Know-It-All.
Those are no gray. Those are not gray hairs.
There's no such thing as gray hair. And I watched a hair expert who has a hair museum and everything. There's no such thing as gray hair. There's white hair. And so when it's mixed in with your other darker hairs, it looks gray, but that actual color does not exist. So I have white hair and I love it. I love it. Let it flow. Let it flow.
Okay, how long have you been growing white hair? Has it been in there? Like, when did you first see your first strand of white hair?
19.
19?
My mother went white early, very early in her 20s. So I was expecting it too. And yep, now it wasn't this much. This much popped out after my grandmother died, my grieving of her. And she died in October of 2010. And it was just like, within overnight, 2 weeks, it went from having some to having a lot. I remember I was tutoring some children in Bronzeville and Inglewood, and I took like a couple weeks off during the grandmother time, with taking care of her business, the house, selling of the house and all that stuff. And I remember I came back and they were like, "Miss Alexx, how old are you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "You got a lot of white hair." And I was like, thanks, baby child. Thanks. Out of the mouth of babes. So yeah.
Tell the class what happens when you grow white hair. Are they dead hair follicles? Because I'm sure you know. Come on, talk to me. Let's learn some things tonight.
So white hair, there's a couple things. If you're going to try to dye it's harder to take color. It's really resistant. So if you would put like a dark brown, you're trying to go dark brown, it's probably going to come out light brown, but it's usually coarser. So those are the hairs, like when you try to lay your stuff down, that's the one that want to go boing, so it's usually coarser or whatever. But no, I call them God's natural highlights. I earned every single white hair I got. This is my experience. This is how I'm a vet in this game.
You are a vet. You walk past teenagers, they don't even call them vets no more, do they? They call them cougars. Will you be a cougar? Are you a cougar?
No, I'm not a cougar because I don't go for young men. I want them old men. Bring them.
So in your early 40s, which you are, what are you considered to a teenager? Like, what would they call you? Like,
I'm a cool ass older lady.
Like, I don't think the young boys call them vets anymore.
Well,
Like
oh, you're asking who am I to a boy? I thought you meant like who am I to a like teenagers think I'm cool. Like you
you
cool too.
you go talk to a group of high schoolers, and this is about maybe
Oh, I
10
can
or
get
12
that.
of them.
Once they
I
see a
guess,
chicken,
but what are they calling you? Are they saying that, oh, Alex will get it? She's a fill in the blanks. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not a cougar. You're younger than a cougar.
no, I'm the age of a cougar. A cougar just
No, cougars are old and horny. Like cougars are
no. Cougars are in their 40s, but they want something younger. They could be
no.
50s
Okay,
too. But they
gotcha.
want that makes them the cougar. They want somebody younger. And I don't want nobody younger, so I'm not a cougar.
Okay,
That's the distinction. So like when Demi Moore got with Ashton Kutcher, she was considered a cougar. But had she got with, let's say her and Bruce Willis never met, the same age, whatever. Let's say they didn't have kids before. Had they met and got together then, she wouldn't have been a cougar because he's her freaking age.
there has to be another term that young guys call older women today. Maybe
Hey,
I haven't
chime
heard.
on in.
Yeah, if there's anybody out there that knows what old young cats call older women these days, let me know.
And I
'Cause
don't
I'm
have any kids, so I'm not that other one.
baby mama.
No. It starts with an M.
Just say it. I mean,
The MILF.
oh
I'm
yeah.
not that because I don't have no kids.
Well, you would probably there you go, a MILF.
I would be
That's
if I
what it
had
is.
kids, but I don't
Forget
have
it.
kids.
Sometimes it doesn't really matter because a MILF is an older woman you like to freak.
I'm Stifler's mom. What? From Remember American Pie?
Yeah, yeah.
I got to come out of these clothes. It's getting warm up in this piece.
All right, here we go. Come on. This finally. How many episodes did it take? Finally. Here we go. The good stuff.
Hang on. Let's turn up the heat a little more in here. Some more may come off.
Anything interesting been going on? Anything been happening interesting?
I've just been trying not to turn into a gremlin after I had that damn vaccine shot. Honestly.
Okay, so you're feeling good, like no weirdness, right?
I know I've had some other side effects.
Such as
I had a fever. I was still doing that chills thing. I've had headaches, and I don't get headaches. Jesus has spared me from the headache game in life. I get other stuff, but that one I don't. And I had a really major headache. A number of side effects. I called my doctor and asked her, should I actually get the second shot? And she told me, leading up to the day before the shots, if you feel crappy, don't get it. She said, because that first shot, I have Pfizer, that first shot, it actually gives you 70 to 80% protection.
against what?
The COVID.
You get the
19.
shot, you can still get what you're getting the shot to avoid.
Even if I do both doses, I can still get COVID. They have on record just under 6,000 breakthrough cases. That's what they're calling them, of people who have been fully vaccinated. They got the 2 shots. They're 2 weeks after, and they still got the it. So, and then keep in mind the variants are out there. These COVID vaccines were not created for the variants. And just reading the news today, they said there's some type of COVID vaccine fatigue, and less people, they're seeing the numbers dwindle of the amount of people getting the vaccine. And they're watching in different states, like not enough people are signing up for these appointments. And so for herd immunity, meaning everybody, kind of like in general is going to have some immunity to this disease, that more people are immune than can get it, has to be like 80% of people need to get the vaccine. And they're saying we're not on track for that. And if we don't do that, what's going to happen is it gives those mutations and the variants time to mutate even more. And the more they mutate, the farther they are away from the original strain, which is what the vaccine was created to, thwart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't get it.
Not definitely not. No.
I mean, I tell you, I felt pressured into getting it. I felt hamstrung into getting it.
What do you mean you felt pressured? See, here we see.
I mean,
do we? It feels like this is last episode. It's like, you know, people feeling pressured to take this damn vaccine. That's what they want. That's what they want.
yeah, I just didn't feel pressured from like the community. I didn't. Dr. Fauci, just because he said get it, I didn't feel any pressure from him. My boss was like, get it, and I was like, you get it. No, not from these people. I felt the pressure of, if anything happens to my mom or my dad, it is me, solo me on my shoulders to take care of it. So I need to be able to travel openly. I can't have them be like, nope, you can't go. You ain't got your card. I can't be like, I'm here to go. And they be like, where's your card? Nope, you can't see them in the hospital seat, because then I'm going to jail. Because try to keep me from my sick person, you know, and you say you can't come because you don't have your shot or you don't have your card. So
that'd be pretty cool though if you were to go to jail. I mean,
I would go to jail.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because I don't get mad slowly.
That'd be real cool to have you go to jail sometimes, and it just
again?
The whole thing. Huh?
I gotta go again. I gotta go back to jail.
When did you go to jail?
You know, I've served time.
Right after you left, raised boom.
Exactly. No, I've not done any time. I've bailed many people out of jail, but I have avoided going myself.
Okay.
I'm slick. You gotta premeditate everything and think through the steps so you don't get caught and so you don't go to jail. Doesn't mean I'm really that innocent. I just didn't get caught.
Okay. As usual, nothing too much with me. Just, you know.
Any edible eating tonight? Did you eat any edibles before the show? Like last week?
I don't know what I did with them, but that was wax sauce. The one I had, it was like I ate a sour straw from the candy store or something.
Those are good though.
Yeah, but you know, I've had better. You know,
I've said that before.
Okay, let's talk about these crazy. Well, first let's touch on the Derrick Chauvin verdict on yesterday. He was found guilty on 3 charges. What is it? How many? Manslaughter, 2nd degree manslaughter, 3rd degree murder. Can we verify that? I know it was something to that effect. I know it was 2 of the 3.
Yes,
definitely second degree manslaughter, 3rd degree murder, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't even know it was a 3rd. I thought it was only 1st and 2nd, but
sure,
like whatever. Course, I didn't do the details because.
Yeah, and of course they couldn't charge him with 1st degree murder.
No, 1st degree is premeditated, planned out. So right. It was not that. And
it was eventually planned out. Shit.
No. It's
after he saw that. Oh, I'm hurting this black guy.
That's not pre. That's no. We talking about. I got out my calendar and I called the hitman and I went to the store and I was on the internet researching how do you drug somebody and how do you kill him and how many shots. Like it's premeditated, pre-planned.
So he was charged with 2nd degree murder, 3rd degree murder, and manslaughter.
Yeah, 2nd degree murder is it happened in the moment. It happened and you full on did it. Yeah. And manslaughter it was an accident. Like yeah, those are the differences there, but whatever. So, yeah.
Were you nervous? Did you see it live or no? You didn't see it live?
I was working.
Okay, you were working. Well, I saw it live. I was on the air when it was happening. So my listeners were getting live responses from me every time one of those verdicts, each of the verdicts were read. First verdict, guilty. I'm like, yes, we got 1 guilty. Let's keep going.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah. Second one, guilty. I said, yes, we got 2. Let's keep going. Then he read the last one, said guilty. I said, yes. And then I played Buddha Lovers from Bone Thugs. So he was right in the middle of my 420 tribute on the air. So that was that was like the celebratory. You going to jail, you racist piece of shit. Foul, courtesy of Bone Thugs. So
okay, so
I was nervous though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't put it on Facebook. I was nervous because that made me think about, I know you've never seen this, but there's this documentary that ESPN did on OJ called Made in America. It's like
I think I did.
8 to 10 part.
I did not.
It's like an 8 to 10 part docuseries, sort of like The Last Dance. It was like multiple episodes of it. That was this one part where they interviewed the jurors that were on his case.
Yeah.
And this is 25 years later afterwards. So they're like, yeah, we knew he did it, but we made him innocent anyway.
What?
Yeah. And this was because of Rodney King's, them acquitting the cops in the Rodney King case. So the black lady was like, yeah, we know he did it, but we voted innocent anyway. Yeah. She had no.
They get one, we get, because they get one, we get one.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. But that made me think about the fact that you could have just had a just spiteful ass juror in there that, saw it and it didn't care and voted against it.
Always. That's always. That could be in anything. And there's also the thing. So they're supposed to screen out people. But I would like to think my acting skills are good enough that if I was being called in and I was on a jury and I was just against the police 100% or what have you, that I could lie my way through the screening process and be like, I love the police. They protect the community. You know what I mean? And then, which is a lie. And then I'm like, this motherfucker going down. Like
what is crazy to me is like, that's so crazy that like a regular person can really fuck up somebody's life like that,
Completely, yeah.
Yeah. So I was completely nervous, but everybody's now relieved. So what do you think about that? You said that he was going down, right?
Oh my God, because they threw him to the wolves. So this is honestly my take, and it's just Alex's take, and the views and opinions expressed on the show are the views and opinions of Alexx. And if I take Trey down, he goes down with me. But
I'm gonna have to.
Got to. My view, so it was very early on. The cops threw him to the wolves. They were like, because they were like, there's been too much public outcry. There's been too much outrage. We're going to say he went rogue. We didn't train him how to do this. He did this on his own. We need to shake him off. We need to separate him from us. So they threw him out there as a sacrificial lamb. Now, I believe they did that and they separated himself just so it's like, we can get him off us. We can move on. We can go back to business as usual. I don't think it's going to change a damn thing.
Oh,
no. And what's so interesting is I was talking to my boss during, the day as the stuff was about to come out. And my boss is of the Caucasian persuasion, and he's very hopeful. And he's like, I have this hope, and there's this, and the conversation has started, and this is a good thing, and change has started, and here we are. This is the time, and never in a time before has whatever. And I'm sitting on the video call with him like, okay.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be Debbie Downer or rain on his parade, but I did just being honest. I'm known for being honest. I've always have been since a teenager. I'm going to be honest. And he was like, how do you feel? I said, it's Tuesday is how I feel. You talking about, this is my whole life. Nothing's going to change, whatever. I don't have this hope. I'm going to let you go ahead and have the hope. And then I messed around and messed up his day because while he was busy having hope, he realized that was his white privilege and guilt of it all that hasn't been his life, that he thinks he's seeing it differently. And then he talks to his BIPOC friends, Black, Indigenous people of color, and they're like, whatever. It's just another day. Nothing's going to happen. And let me just get in where I fit in. So self-preservation.
You do know that your boss can just jump on in and just watch this at any point in time, right? Like, did you ever think of that? Was it a disclaimer?
Yeah,
y'all bullshit. You can easily just jump in and say, oh, man, I was bullshitting right now. You're going to hurry up, then the time going to pass. Hurry up.
No. This is, my boss will be okay with this.
Because 3 more seconds.
No.
You missed the deadline. You
can go down at any point. This because he also is very much wanting other people that were in his situation who didn't know and meant well and thought they were woke and tried to be woke and tried to educate themselves, but still can't live the experience. He would want other white people to open their eyes to say, you know, no matter how much we try, no matter how much we think we're doing, it still doesn't compare to living the experience and the hopelessness, or, you know, just the not optimism that others feel. He would want them to be educated. He's okay with me saying this. I'm not throwing him under the bus.
Okay. Just checking. You know how it is sometimes.
I'm not going to jeopardize my situation.
I'm just saying, fam. I'm just saying.
I think before I speak.
So look, let's look at this Columbus, Ohio shooting.
This is a good one.
The video that's out. And some people, because I'm seeing on Facebook, everybody's like, oh, excuse me, police aren't trained the right way these days. And did he have to shoot and kill her, et cetera, et cetera? So let's watch the video and you guys be the judge on what happened. Do you know the story?
Oh, I know the story. I watched the video and had the conversation with Batman. So let's go.
Okay. Let them know who Batman is.
It's my spouse.
Yes. That's, if you guys watch every week, you know what I'm talking about. Know who Batman is. But yeah, let's watch the video, and you guys will be able to take your own decisions from it here. Hold on, here we go. We're gonna start from the beginning. So this is basically the police camera being showed, I guess, in a police meeting or whatever. So here we go. Check it out.
Okay.
All right.
Video in real time.
Oh, damn, hold on. All right, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back from the beginning.
Can you embiggen it?
Can I make it bigger? Let me see here. No, I can't, because if I do,
okay, that's okay.
Hold on, wait.
You can still see it.
Can you see it bigger now?
Yeah, that did it bigger.
All right, that did it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, no problem. Let's try it again from the top. Okay, so I think we've seen enough on that, just to see what happened. So the story is they called the police. There was an altercation going on, a fight going on. If you clearly saw in the video, the girl in the pink, the girl had the knife going at the other girl. The
girl in the black shirt and the jeans was about to, you know, get up in there with that knife on the pink girl.
Yeah.
Girl in the pink.
Yeah. So what's the police to do? You know, what shooting is this? That's the Columbus, Ohio shooting. It happened yesterday, like right before the Derrick Chauvin trial. Verdict was announced. So what do you do in that case? Because everybody's on my Facebook. Everybody, even Leroy, my boy Leroy, had a good exchange with somebody else on my Instagram, and let's check that conversation out.
Hey,
it was really good. He's waiting on you to show that badunkadunk too, by the way.
I know he is. Leroy. It is looking right these days.
All right, so let's look at the comments here, because they had, like I said, they had a good exchange here. Here it is right here. All right, so let me share the screen again so you guys can check it out. Who are you? Wait a minute, I can't see none of these people.
Instagram people, call her the queen.
Oh, call it the queen. Shut up. Call it the queen. Okay, so look at the exchange, the conversation that is happening here. First guy, a person or a user, says, "Too much. Looking at the entire scene again." Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. 16-year-old. No, some kids can be unruly, but I don't argue with kids and people. Parents will fight a kid about their kid versus handling things like adults. which can be hard. I do not agree with the shooting and killing her. However, there was a weapon. Tasering first may have helped. Second, if it was that threatening, although it was her defense for her and possibly preventing an injury. If you had to injure her, why not to a leg? That was 4 straight. Again, one shot if the stun gun would have done the trick. Adults, why are you fighting a teen? Number 2, if 5 people jumping her, so she's just supposed to get beat up. Number 3, the law makes it hard to protect yourself. But the exchange, the other part of the conversation is what made me like, okay, he may have a point. His reply, as you can see, is I agree with you to your question about the 4 shots. I'd like to say this. Even in concealed carry class, they train you. Someone is coming at you with a knife, shoot to kill, because their momentum alone can still carry them into you with enough force to inflict a fatal wound. We literally did a training drill where your classmates stood 20 feet away with a fake knife. The instructor says go, and you had to unholster your weapon and see how many rounds you could get off before the classmate could get to you with a knife. Less than 2 seconds, and they were on you. Most people could barely get one off, and it happened so quick. All the cop has to say in court is the young lady appeared to be going after the woman in pink with the knife. I attempted to stop her to save her life, and he will most likely be justified. So, I mean,
this is what the police are saying. This is what his superiors and the police department is saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of fucked up that the girl is dead, but you shoot her, right? She's got a knife.
According to the law, if your safety or life is in danger or someone else's, you do have the right to use this force.
She had a gun, right? And I'm a cop. And I see her with the gun about to shoot this young lady. What am I to do as a cop seeing her with a deadly weapon? Well, shoot her, right?
Let's not even do the hypothetical if she has a gun. She has a knife. Let's just talk about it, the situation as it is. That still is enough. Now, I think what's coming into question is there were 4 shots that were shot. Like, can you do 2? Can you do 1? Also, there is also supposed to be some type of training that a cop has. Shouldn't you be able to shoot in the arm so that the arm falls limp then? Shouldn't you be able to shoot in the leg so that or both legs, so that the 2 legs fall out from under her and so that she can't, keep going?
Well, from what I've heard from people in the law, officers or people who worked in law enforcement or whatever, is none of you shoot to kill. Because the person has a weapon, you get them right there.
I don't think, well, from everything I've seen, and I've not gone through cop training, and I do have a very good girlfriend who not only is a police officer, but she was called in to the mass shooting in Indianapolis that just happened at the FedEx place, and she had to work that site after that happened. But shoot to kill is what I understand is what happens if somebody coming after me and I'm Jane Q. Public.
So you come after the threat immediately. Yeah.
But you stop the threat. And I thought that police officers and tactical whatevers, experts have learned all these techniques to be able to stop the threat without killing.
So keep in mind, like, adrenaline is going and they say that you got a weapon and you're upset. That's the last thing you need to have in your hand because you're going to use it because you're mad and the heat of the moment is, happening at that point. So
if somebody's coming after me and they're coming after me and I'm the victim, I'm unloading the clip. Plus I'm starting to beat you with the end of the gun and everything. But the thinking that I think the public has learned from, I don't know, whatever rhetoric we've been told, whatever movies we see, whatever specials have been out, is that people who carry guns as part of their profession have taken training that lets them, they're supposed to be able to determine, where you have to kill and where you can wound. And that they have been trained and have the skills to do both. To kill in the appropriate situation and to wound to just stop the threat in that also appropriate situation. That's how I've always learned it.
Good comment from Kev Williams here. You have no lethal weapons, taser and baton. Gun is your last resort. And so.
And he pulled his gun when he came out. Like the taser wasn't even pulled out as an option. So when he pulled out the gun, that's all he had to use in the moment. You know what I'm saying? You're going to use whatever you have in the moment, because when it comes to that split second, if you have the taser out and that's how you approach the situation, like it's like, oh my God, you're going to use the taser.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever you pulled out, once it comes to that split second, you're going to use whatever you have, because all you have is a second.
Right. I had another comment on my Facebook page. Somebody suggested that they use rubber bullets because them things hurt like hell. And it could cause injury, but is that enough if I'm hit by a rubber bullet and I got a gun or a knife in my hand? Will that stop me completely, or can I still shoot or cut your ass?
No, a rubber bullet is metal wrapped. It's like a bullet wrapped in rubber.
Yeah.
So, that sucker hurt.
So let's start doing that. Let's fuck some people up though, instead of killing them. You know, how about you shoot me in the ass 2-3 times with the rubber bullets or so? I still want to live. My ass is fucked up, but I'm still living. Let's do that.
I hear you, but how much gear can we put on a police officer? Like, he's not gonna be Batman.
Okay,
that has
take away the Billy Club. How's the Billy Club ever hurt anybody? You know, your mama hit you with.
Did you not see Rodney King? What do you mean? How did the Billy Club
hit me with brooms and mops and all that, and here I am fine. You know,
because your mama had love in the background, but the mama who was like had beaten in the foreground. That club hurts. That club beats them down.
I may be exaggerating just a little. And these cases happened in the 80s. So if there's DCFS listening, I think the statute of limitations is passed. All right, so don't come for my mama right now. It's over.
My mama has broken her favorite beating sticks on my brother, and then he got to get an extra beating because she broke her favorite beating stick because of him.
Yeah, got to be close enough to use a taser. The cop wasn't close enough. Now. You had to shoot the girl. Sorry to say that, but
did you have to shoot 4 shots?
You did not have to shoot 4 shots.
I think that's the argument. I think it comes down to people are okay with the shooting. I think where there's division is, could it have been 2 shots? Did it have to be 4? You know, could it have been, if you were really trying, could it have been 1? I don't know. 1 you may have missed. So 2, I think pretty much everybody's kind of good with the 2.
Yeah, she had to go down though. Unfortunately, saying that they had to get her.
Hey, Deli Dale.
Yeah, that's up to Deli Dale, my man. So yeah, unfortunate situation here. In this case, the cop. So what do we charge the cop with? If we charge him with anything, I mean, he had to do what he did.
He's getting off. Doesn't matter. It's already been said that it's justified.
Simple.
Like, let's not even waste our energy, our collective energy as a people, and already as a traumatized and wounded people. Let's not waste ours on this, because it's not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Chicago, 13-year-old little boy who was like this with nothing in his hands, and he was a brown boy. He wasn't a black boy, but he's a brown boy. And at some point, we're gonna have to jump to their cause, and they're gonna have to jump to ours, because it's starting to look like they're coming to get all of us.
Adam Toledo, 13 years old, shot by the police. I'm sure y'all have seen the video. I don't think I want to play that video, and it only happened like 30 seconds into it. You know, the shorty's clearly running from the police.
Yeah.
And they shoot him, you know.
And he did this. He was shot like this.
I know.
I think it was more like this, but whatever be the case.
He had his hands up. Now, and I was about to say, just to give the cop credit, I think the cop didn't mean to kill him, but he pulled the trigger. You shot him. But I mean, detailing his actions after he did it, like, come on, guy, don't, you know, he was nervous. He was like, he was at that point figuring out that he may have just killed this little boy.
But that's the problem. Where is are we saying our cops are not getting enough training?
Yeah. I say train all of them, train everybody again. Everybody again. And if there's a situation where you go out of what you've been taught, at that point now you get either, I'm not gonna say you get kicked off the force or whatever, but now let's invoke penalties. You know.
Well, I agree, but I like the in addition to the just train everybody again, maybe your 6 months of training isn't enough. Maybe it needs to be 1 year of training up front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's like you're supposed to be, you know, we've seen, you know, there's a distinct difference between what's in the movies and what's real life. My best friend is a lawyer, and she's like, you can't just stand up in court and be like, I object. So we know there's differences between movies and what happens in real life. But we see in the, you know, in the military that you keep being put through these paces over and over and over again, that these stressful situations that you're in and these life or death situations, you don't lose your head. They've done so many simulated scenarios. They put you in you have to, you know, break into the house, and you have to figure out who's a friendly and who's not. And there's smoke everywhere, and there's some people shooting at you, and that you keep your mind about you. If you are trained with 500 hours, 5,000 hours, at some point you don't freak out and lose your mind in a situation. You learn to go to that calm place because you've been trained just that much.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm good. I was thinking about this today because I think I come up with unrealistic fantasies.
Hey, Jay.
You know, why don't we just, everybody that's in the force now, just undergo training again. And if you're caught doing some shit that you were trained, you know, you go out of what you were taught, you invoke harsh penalties. Like maybe they're suspended from the force a year or something. Maybe after 2 instances, and now you're kicked off, you're no longer a cop or something. What? I'm not looking at the comments. Oh, okay, cool.
No, throw it up there. Hey.
Why was this kid out at 2:30 in the morning? Okay.
So now, no, I get it too. But are we victim blaming at this point? The girl got raped because she walked down the street in a bikini. I mean, shouldn't you be able to walk down the street in a bikini and not get raped? I mean,
well,
we had a fine line. So yeah, 2:30 in the morning should have been in the crib. I've been out at 2:30 in the morning before, and I didn't deserve to get killed. What the hell was I doing? I was running because I'm that dummy that went. You know, that was the time for me. I worked during the day, and all I had was, you know, nighttime hours to do stuff. So did I deserve to get shot? So that's not. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. Sorry, Thomas. I love you, but I can't do you right there. 13-year-old dude. That doesn't mean deserves to get killed. Doesn't mean you're doing no good. Just means you're out of the house and maybe you have no parental supervision. You can decide you need to clear your head, and that's when you like to go for the walk because the stars are out brighter and then no one's around and you like to breathe this fresh air. I don't know.
Here's what concerns me is that this is a constant thing. Keeps happening. And it seems like it's happening even more now. And it doesn't seem like anybody's going to do anything about it. You know, maybe somebody will try to say, okay, let's have more training or make an attempt to, you know, give them more training. But I don't know if this is pessimistic Trey or realistic Trey, or is it just both of these cats together? I don't think anything's going to be done. The whole country was pessimistically thinking, you know, from this old verdict. We weren't so sure. We were nervous, you know?
You know, in the beginning, we were like, oh, hey, whatever, he's gonna get off again because that's been the pattern. But once his own people threw him to the wolves, I was like, oh, it's over. They're like, they're giving him. Once they said we didn't train him to do that, oh my gosh, he acted on his own. I was like, damn, homie, you don't have backup. You thought you had your boys in blue, your brethren as backup, and your people just was like, no, it's too hot out here in these streets. We got to let you have it. We got to save ourselves.
And he didn't even look surprised. It's like he knew he was going to jail, Chauvin. After they sentenced him, his face didn't change at all. He had to write his attorney's number on his hand. So, you know, I wish that, you know, every time somebody sees him in there, they like pee on him. Oh wait, I missed the Batman. I was looking at pictures from Prince that I'm show, so I missed the whole Batman appearance. But shouts out to him. He usually comes in, gives the drink, they kiss, he walks off into the sunset. Here we go again.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
He's so amazing.
Okay. So
every woman should have a Batman in her life.
there you go.
I'm a lucky girl.
Does he wear tights and climb up and down poles and shit too?
He wears whatever I buy for him to wear for me.
Well, that's the head. Y'all see the head? The head is moving. The head is moving.
Get out of our bedroom. Get out of our adult playtime space.
Yeah. So, and then I read, and we may have to talk about this on another episode, that there was another guy that was killed today. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was laughing at the time you said somebody killed. So let me just say what's up to my girl, Miss Curve, and then let's move on to the serious because I was talking to her.
Miss Curve. Oh, Juanita.
I love her. I've commandeered her as my friend over, I know she's your friend, but I'd be stealing all your friends. You have the best. Let me just say one thing. You have the best, and this is not me patting myself on the back. I'm talking about the others. You have the best women friends, female friends. They're very nice women. I enjoy them immensely.
So I attract dopeness is what I do. I attract dopeness. So, well, I think next week we may have another story of a new one because I read on Sean King's page. I follow him because he seems to, just tell us what's going on here. Funny guy, Kevin Williams there.
I swear somebody who watches our show is just here for the comments. I'm waiting for that to pop up. Just here for the comments.
Yeah. So that's that. Like I said, we'll keep you guys updated. I'm sure something else is going to happen next week. Alex is having autograph time now.
That's Isha.
Fun time.
Hey, Isha.
Hey, Isha. Shout out to Isha. What up, Isha?
She's in the D. We go way back. She's in the D from Detroit. Detroit love.
All right.
Congratulations on the baby.
So the first time, one of the first times when I met Alex, it was at our college station, 88.1 in Chicago, WCRX. It was Columbia College's radio station. And Alex was the slow jam host of the station. She had a Sunday night show. And every Sunday night, Alex would play a different Prince song. Two songs. I know it would be a Prince song. Now, I know this because I used to listen to the station and it wasn't a lot of, I don't remember listening to a lot of people. Let's be a little more diplomatic when I say that. And Alex was very good on it. I was like, yo, who is this? She sounds like she's 40. And I know she's not 40 because we're all 18, 19 years old already. But the more I got to know Alex and talking to her and listening to her show, she's a Prince fanatic. Love Prince, one of his biggest fans, and still can't come to grasp that he's gone. That he's not. That it was reported that he passed away 5 years ago.
It was reported.
Yeah, it was reported. So how's that feeling 5 years later?
I'm not delusional, but just because I started off like really obsessed with this man. So it started when I was like a child.
Why? Break that down. Why?
My mother. Don't you get, influence from your parents playing Absolutely. These records over and over? And my mom, Absolutely. she wore her Purple Rain tape out to the point that I think there was another one. And yes, Amy, I did call him my husband. I'm getting there. And so my mom instilled.
Yeah, speaking into existence. I am at it.
She instilled this. I really enjoyed the music, and it was like, yeah, this is good. And then as you get older, and I don't know, you start, to get into that puberty point, it starts turning to more excitement, and then it turned into like a crush and obsession. And yeah, I mean, it was at a place where I was literally obsessed with Prince. And yes, I called him my husband. Mm-hmm. And first concert I ever went to was a Prince concert, and it was my mom took me, And at the time, it was at the Chicago Theater, and it was in 92, 92, 93, 92. And my mom had a friend. Remember back in the day when tickets go on sale and you can go and buy 100 pairs of tickets and like gobble up all the tickets? And then after everybody bought the tickets from Ticketmaster, whomever sold them, or, then you could like mark up the price and sell. Well, my mom had one of those friends.
Okay.
So, anyway, so this obsession happened, and my mom took me to my first concert, and I think we paid. I know we paid $100 of tickets. It was the best $200 ever spent, and we had excellent seats. And we were at the Chicago Theater in '92, and I wore my purple and
92. So you were like what, 13, something like that?
That was the first concert. Yes, I was in high school, so This was like fall of my freshman year. And yeah, man, I was obsessed. There were every year on his birthday, I played every song from every album that he ever made from start to finish. And I have his material from before he was Prince and did 78, the album For You. I have his stuff from Minneapolis Genius, which was the band before that. I have stuff that are Japanese imports because there's stuff that we don't even have in the US. Anyway, we say all this. It happened. I was obsessed. Called in my husband. I got a ring made. My dad, for my birthday, got a ring of the symbol made. And I just didn't bring it out tonight because I thought it would be like, she's really ridiculous still to this day. I'm trying to pretend I'm mature about it. And later it turned into a healthy respect of his talent. Started off as some ridiculous obsession, and then it went to healthy respect. And after it was healthy respect, this is good that it changed to that.
Note the stages here. Note the stages.
There are stages.
Okay. Keep going.
Because by then I was a broadcast professional, and I was working at radio stations, television stations, and doing things like this. And then they sent me to Paisley Park to be in the Raven to the Year 2000 event that was broadcast on Showtime. So it was basically in December of 1999, and what was going to happen, And it was this huge thing. I was at his house. Prince had actually sent, by way of Billy Sparks, who was his kind of manager dude. You see him in Purple Rain. Nobody loves your music but yourself. That dude with the glasses. Billy Sparks had personally sent me a lot of stuff from Prince that year when I was in Detroit, and flew me out to Minneapolis to be at this event. So I'm at this event. This is the first time I meet Prince without knowing I was going to meet Prince.
How many times total have you met Prince?
4.
Okay, keep going.
But the first time there was no planned meeting. Prince does this thing where he performs like in the middle of the night. He's a night owl, as am I. We have that connection. But anyway, he's a night owl, but he performs in the middle of the night. But he was specifically filming this Showtime special over the course of 2 days. And everybody was there, from Larry Graham to Lenny Kravitz to Mavis Staples to Shaka Khan. Like, everybody was there. And I'm sure it exists somewhere in the universe, and I'm in the audience somewhere. But he performed for 5.5 hours to do, the night I was there. And he took a break at one point, and I don't know. I went to go to the bathroom or whatever. And then walking back he has a sound stage in his house. And little known fact, Prince has recorded all of his videos at his own house. He has a sound stage. So he's been able to, he has graphic effects and green screen and whatever he's done, but they've always been his house. So I was in that sound stage at his house where he has performed his videos. And I'm walking down the hallway, getting back to him, about to resume the performance and the filming, and I hear "on your right," and I turn and look, and I see at this time he had 2 bald head white bodyguards at the time. I think they were Steves. Both were Steve, like at the same time. And I see the Steve, and I'm like, okay. And then like Steve's walking fast, and behind him is Prince, and then the other Steve is behind Prince. And so I'm walking, and I'm just like,
it's a Prince sandwich. So it's a Prince sandwich, basically.
It was a Prince sandwich, and I'm walking, And I'm walking with Prince because at a while he just caught up to my speed. And so we're walking at the same speed. And I'm just looking at him. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm just walking with Prince. And then he's faster. And then he carries
So
on.
you finally met him, and that's when did you like officially meet him? That's when you first met him. That's number one.
That's number one. I
Okay.
officially met him the next year. He came to Detroit. So he has a very special relationship with Detroit. And the short story is there was this guy
The
named
radio guy.
Mojo, and
Yeah,
Mojo put him on first. Like Mojo was just like a regular guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you and I are radio fanatics and we listen to music, and it's just like, oh my God, there's this person. I need to drop them on the world via my show.
Yeah.
And so he did that, and Prince never ever forgot that. And so he always, if no matter what tour he did, it could have been 3 stops. One of them damn stops is going to be Detroit.
Right.
So he was coming through Detroit, and he specifically reached out to the radio stations that played his music. And he told, this was funny, the management, he said, I don't want to meet a program director. I don't want to meet a general manager. I don't want to meet a salesperson at all. I only want to meet the people who play my music, who literally press play on the CD, the cart, the whatever the hell it is, they press play. So my little boss had his feelings hurt, but he sent me.
I would hate that. I would fucking hate that. Oh, I would hate that.
He said,
oh, I would hate that.
He didn't want it. He said, don't come. Don't do it. So I was in this room with me. I was one of maybe, I think I was 12, one of 12 people. And we sat in the round, and then Prince is like in a circle with us. Think, you know, just a circle. And he wanted to have a discussion about the state of radio at that time. That was like 2000, and how big companies are coming in and taking over, and how there's like national playlists where local isn't local anymore. And I remember in this discussion, like he wanted to hear what I had to say. And so I spoke up and I gave my opinion about something. Who knows what the hell I said, but I remember his response was, he's like, and this sister right here, Alex, she is beautiful and she is also intelligent. I was like, he called me beautiful. Who cares that I'm intelligent and got a head on my shoulders, right? When it comes to Prince complimenting you.
Right.
So that was the first time.
No, that was the second time, right?
That was the second time.
Okay.
So the third time was Prince. You know how he would have all these artists and he would back them. So we know he backed
Vanity 6,
Vanity,
Morris Day, and a time,
Morris Day, Carmen Electra. He had these projects. So there was this one girl who was from Detroit. Her name is Taja Seville, and I haven't Googled her and looked at what she's doing lately. But beautiful girl. But she was from Detroit. She's a Detroit native, and she was his talent. He was developing her, and so I had her on my show, played her songs and did all this stuff, and hung out with her like at a later day other than the day I interviewed her on my show. It was the evening. And so I met up with her. Like, it's like, hey, Alex, hang out with me. And I'm like, cool. So we went to the club. I met her at the club. She didn't tell me Prince was in town and was meeting her at the club that night.
Wow.
And so here I am. And so she's introducing me to Prince. She's like, this is my girl, Alex, and she's so sweet. And so I was like, nice to meet you. You know, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he does the whole, could he be more charismatic? He does the whole thing. No, my sister, the pleasure is all mine. And takes my hand, you know, and you know, does the, you know, the coming in for the kiss thing that, you know, to the hand that gentlemen do. And it was just like, I had to keep my shit about me because, you know, you can't lose your shit in.
So when you're confronting or walking up to this dude that you have literally stalked and as obsessed with, you're keeping your composure. You're not like, here, Prince, take me, my tits and ass, and do what you want with me. It's not any of that.
No, because by that time it transitioned to Healthy Respect. I had already seen him at the Park West in Chicago, stood out in line all night long and got tickets and was in the front row and done all these things about 4 other times when I was in my obsessive state. But I had then grown and matured a little as a woman, and I had gotten into, this dude is really talented. I just have to respect, you know, the mark he's making on history and his musical contribution, and that he's just awesome. I no longer saw him as my husband. I just was like, he's my favorite. He's in a genre on his own. And this is just, it's epic that my career has taken the path that it has, that I get to meet him and touch this man's hand.
So Prince would have wanted to hit that night. What would you have done?
Hit that? What are you talking about? Shit, I'd have hit it back. He wouldn't have just been hitting it. I'd have been hitting it back. Maybe twice as hard. I'd have broke that little motherfucker. He's like 5 for 3.
Okay, keep going. This is number 4. This is the 4th time. The last time you met Prince.
Yeah, the 4th time I met him was pretty much the same situation, and it was like a backstage situation. It was like, she's in radio, she's in media, yada yada yada, and it was like that. And it was quick. It was a quick thing, and it wasn't as intimate. The most intimate one was in the round circle, and when I was with Taja Seville, because we were in the club and we were in seats, and he came to the seats, and then we went to like move to back seats and then move to a back room together, just us 3. So the last one was just kind of like it was around other people, and it was very quick and in passing.
So clearly between us two, Alex is the one that's more obsessed and as the fanatic and all of that, So I've never met Prince before. I went to a Prince concert. Don't remember who I took. It was like 2003, 2004. It was Prince. It was Morris Day and the Time. It was, I think it was just them two. And it was like Prince will go on, then Morris Day and the Time will go on, and then Prince will jump back in. And then it was like a whole big ass stew of his artists or whatever. Now here's the fucked up part about that, though. Here is the most fucked up part about that. So Prince died April of 2016. I was going through old papers. Okay, well, it was reported that he had passed away at that time. I was going through like old papers, going through like boxes or whatever, and I had kept the stub to that concert. It was at the Rosemont. Not the Horizon, but whatever they had called it after that, the Allstate Arena. I think
Allstate Arena. That's right.
They changed it to Allstate Arena, and I threw the fucking ticket stub away. You know what I said to myself? I was like, why do I still have this? Like, I wasn't even thinking of how monumental or important that shit was, or that Prince was gonna die like the next year. I wasn't thinking of any of that. I was more so just throwing shit away. Like, why do I still? And I was thinking, like, wait, I went to the concert maybe 15 years ago. There's a reason why I still have this fucking stuff. It was just that day. I guess the guy on my left shoulder was like, why do you still have this? And the guy on my right shoulder was like, man, you may want to keep that. That's a Prince ticket stub, and I just tossed it. And it's gone.
I will tell you this. I'm one who does not hold on to anything. I mean, I don't have a lot of knickknacks. I don't have a lot of attachments. But from before I went to that, I told you in Minneapolis, when I flew out to his house and I was in Paisley Park, that Showtime special, Ravens of the Year 2000, he sent me a jacket. He sent me a leather bomber jacket. And on the back, Prince. And Billy sent it. It's like when the package came, it was from Billy Sparks, and the letter inside said this, Prince wants you to have this, because my boss did say my night jock is beyond a fan. I don't even know what the word beyond fan is, but she's that
obsessed.
And so Billy specifically wrote a package to me and sent it to me, said Prince wants you to have it. So I still have that leather bomber jacket.
Cool.
And the ticket to get into that event into Paisley Park at his house, it's metal. It's purple, it's metal, and it's etched. It's got the Prince symbol. It's got Ravens of the Year 2000, and that I still have. And again, I don't hold on to little knickknacks and paddywhacks, but that I do still have. I don't trot my stuff out.
Yeah.
But I mean, partly because I feel like it's special to me, and it's like not for spectacle. Whatever. This is me. Don't laugh at me.
These are great stories, by the way. That's why I'm just letting you talk, and I'm sitting here like, paying attention to you. So yeah,
and I mean, that's in addition to all of the concerts that I went to, Morris Day and the Time, and like I went to so many, they recognized me down the front row and they wave at Alex and stuff. That's in addition to a friend I had who was dating a girl who was dating one of the bodyguards of Prince, and she would go to those nighttime 2 a.m.s. That he would always have those 2 a.m. concerts on the weekends just at his house. And I remember like me trying to plan.
How many people will be at these?
Oh,
Late at night show.
everybody couldn't get in because you could only get it. It was his. He would have him on his sound stage that I talked about, that where he would film the videos. So there were hundreds of people, but people would line up, and he did this every single weekend. So I remember one weekend we were going to drive up.
They all are, Larry. They all are beasts. And they need to get that shit right in sound check. Get it right or you're fired. Next.
He did because in that Showtime special that he was shooting, he stopped and he had people wipe down the stage because there was a wet patch where somebody sweat and what have you, which later on in life made me laugh because when he always had slick stages, and he had them because they looked pretty. They visually had a light, would shine off, but they were super slick material. And that was always very interesting to me because when he did the Super Bowl, it was a super slick stage like he likes because it looks good. And it was pouring down rain, and the chicks were in like 4-inch heels. He was in his 2.5-inch heels, and nobody fell and nobody walked gingerly and what have you. He didn't have anybody wiping down the stage.
So since the past 20 minutes, Alex has just been giving us her. No, it's fine. I love it. I'm into it. Your Prince experience off the bat. Give me your top 5 Prince songs in no particular order. In no particular order.
Okay, that's hard. So I do love Sometimes It Snows in April.
Okay.
From the soundtrack of Under the Cherry Moon, Parade.
Okay.
I do think Sign of the Times was freaking
Fat
epic.
Skinny Man died of a big disease with a little name. Come on, keep going.
That was epic. I love the energy and the verbose, braggadocious energy behind My Name is Prince.
Okay. And I Am Funky.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, he came out because, he was one of those like Madonna people, like every album had a different feel. So when that came out, it was just like, wow. I did love, there's something on, is it the Black Album or Love Sexy? No, it's
this is so crazy.
Forever in This Life. Forever, is it called Forever in This Life?
Okay, that's 4. One more.
That's a good one. And I gotta go back. It's just something about the creativeness. Can you give me 5? Can you give me 5?
I said 5. Yeah, I said 5.
Oh, you did 5. Did I do 5?
You gave me 4 so far. So I'll give you 6.
Give me 6. So there's something about, and they're in a tie, Lady Cab Driver and DMSR.
What's DMSR?
Dance Music Sex Romance.
Okay.
And those are early, like 79, where he was like, somebody said you have to do a disco album, and he was trying to bridge the gap between being authentic and doing some disco, and he made up with like some super creative something. So there's that. And then because I love it, and who doesn't, and it was such a sexual song, Darling Nikki.
Okay. Now, out of those 6, I only know of 2. That shows my Prince love and your Prince love. Well, there it is. I'm gonna have a little Prince tribute on my little radio show, if that helps. I'll try to find the song from the Under the Cherry Moon soundtrack. By the way, how were those movies, Under the Cherry Moon and Graffiti Bridge? They both suck, right?
No. Okay. Purple Rain was awesome and still stands up. Mm-hmm. Under the Cherry Moon was way ahead of its time. That had it been released 20 years later, it would have been the hit that it was not in 85, 86 when it was released. Graffiti Bridge. I love
Love Come Quick. Love Come.
Tevin Campbell and all of that. Thieves in the Temple.
What was that on? Graffiti Bridge.
That's Graffiti Bridge. Okay. If we have to rank them, Purple Rain just for the Purple Rain of it all, and then Under the Cherry Moon. Under the Cherry Moon should be rewatched. Anybody who saw it when it came out, you're gonna feel differently about it now. It was really freaking good. Okay. And then Graffiti follows that.
Gotcha.
But you know, I would encourage everyone to
ultimate Prince historian right here.
Ultimate. I would encourage
the pudding. Listen.
I would encourage everyone not to focus on 421 because Trey was like, isn't it coming up? And I'm like, I don't know, because he's still here. Whatever. I would encourage everyone to celebrate 6/7 because he was very much a Gemini, and that's very much his birthday. And so that's the day I celebrate. I celebrate June 7th.
Last question, then we out here. What do you think happened on April 21st, 2016?
I believe there was an incident with pain meds. I don't think it was a fatal incident with pain meds. He had hip surgeries. I mean, the man was jumping and doing the splits and heels. You try that shit for 20 plus years. You know what I mean? So he had a hip surgery, like a hip replacement type of situation. So he was on them pain meds, and I just think doctors prescribe that a little too willy-nilly. And then I think they prescribed it to celebrities a little too willy-nilly because if they do get hooked on it, they have means to get more. It's not just you. You, Mr. Doctor, you're not the end of the line. They got other people in line that they can get it from. So I do believe
elevator. They found him in an elevator.
In his elevator in his home in Paisley Park. Just don't make him in a random damn elevator, you know, in a building in the city. Gotcha. But yeah, I do believe there was a drug incident. I don't know if I'm not the conspiracy theorist, honestly, that he's on the beach with Tupac and Elvis.
Nah.
It's more like if I have to be a realistic human on this planet, yeah, he's probably gone. It's just not a notion I would like to entertain and visit because that's not how I'd like to remember him.
Gotcha. The music lives on, and this Facebook podcast show lives on as well. I'm Trey the Chocolate Job.
I'm Alex Dupree.
You all have a great week. Much blessings to you. Peace and love.
Two bangers.